My name is Chen, and I am the presenter today. So our research topic is paying for uncertainty, an economic study of blind box consumption among young consumers. And our presentation is going to be divided into three parts. First of all, the background and research question. Secondly, the case comparison theory. And thirdly, the method contribution. So nowadays, there is a rise of uncertainty-based consumption where the products create emotional value through surprise, anticipation, and excitement, not only the item itself. This trend is especially visible among young consumers, where uncertainty becomes part of the experience. So we start to think, like, why are young consumers willing to repeatedly purchase products with uncertain outcomes? And there are also two focus sub-questions aligned with the next two slides. So the first is about the type, whether it is physical or digital. Secondly is the behavioral mechanisms. And our case comparison is that we choose physical blind box, for example, Pop Mart, that is tangible and you have ownership attachment and you have resale market potential. And secondly, the digital skins, for example, like Valorant, which is visual and have like social visibility in game, especially for the video games. Our behavioral economic frameworks is that there is uncertainty that becomes the psychological trigger, which includes the emotional satisfaction, perceived scarcity, and the fear of missing out that finally leads to the repeated purchase. And one of our benefit for this model is that unlike the traditional consumption model that only have one variable, that is the utility, we combine product anticipation, scarcity, and social signaling together, which equals to the perceived value that contains a lot of variables. And our method is that we use questionnaire that has 40 respondents, and 97.5% of them are aged from like 80 to 25. And we have four sections, start from demographics to purchase experience, spending behavior, and finally the motivation and decision making. So our results is showed in three patterns. So first of all, the uncertainty consumption is already a mainstream, and also there are two top motivations directly mapped onto emotional satisfaction and perceived scarcity. And thirdly, we concluded that there are impulsive decisions that were made, and yet they were accepted. And the research has contributions to, first of all, theories. Secondly, the empirical contribution. Thirdly, for those brands and designers, that the uncertainty is not a product flow to be managed, so it is a practical contribution. And they are also the voice from the data, that it's the thrill of what you might get, the same feeling as playing a slot machine. Here's our reference. Thank you.